Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is another team killing video, I'm afraid. We're looking at an SU-130PM. It's being driven by Hroller of What University 2, and he's on the west spawn of Studzianki. And well, there's a team killer on the enemy team this time round. That team killer is Eric Fanner Stick, and he's about to team kill his own Arty. Game started. And there you go. It's already appeared. Enemy Eric Fanner Stick. Object 430 destroyed Fava FB207. So right from the start, he's killed his own Arty, and Hroller said, "Wow, what an idiot!" And I think Hroller knows full well, being an Arty player, that if you kill your own Arty at the start of a game, you're very likely to lose the battle. So we're going to follow the battle and see exactly what happens. Okay, Hroller's taking up a firing position from this bush, and there's a T-44 up on the woods to the north. A Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV is his opposite number over to the east. And there's a number of tanks in the power station area. Of course, the bad thing about this position is that it is fairly open, and seeing as you're very close to the bushes, of course, the moment you fire, you have to pull back immediately because you can't use the bush mechanic. There's if you try to pull back far enough so you can use the bush mechanic, you'll actually go down the rise and your gun won't press on the target. So the one thing you have to remember is pull back the moment you shoot. And he pulled back there. Oh, but he got hit by the Object 430, and that's the team killer. Eric Fanner Stick just got a round into him. 365 hit points. He's gone unsighted now, but he's popping up into the exact same bush where he was firing from before. Sometimes it's wise to go to just slightly different bush and move slightly to the left or to the right. It avoids the enemy recognizing exactly where you are and getting a shot on you. I think that Waffenträger Alpha Panzer IV that tried to go through the factory got killed, and there's a T-34B, and he just tracked him, put a round into his tracks. He was spotted, so he pulled back immediately. It's a safe thing to do. Okay, would have gone unspotted now. Now, if I remember correctly, the alpha damage for this gun is 520. Oh, looks like T-34B's out. He just got smacked and taken out by the Scorpion G. It's got slightly more damage per shot than the Scorpion G, the SU-130PM, being Russian, of course. Am I implying Soviet bias? Of course I am. But the fact remains that it does have one big drawback, the SU-130PM. You can't turn the gun all the way round. And that's a real problem if the enemy gets behind you, because the only way you can shoot at them is to turn the vehicle. And if you can't turn the vehicle because the enemy is stopping you from doing that, you are screwed. Well, T-54 Mod 1, and he got a lovely shot right through the turret. It's a low roll, but only by 2 hit points, but he put that one right through the turret. Now, he should be unspotted now because it takes 10 seconds, or in fact 11 seconds to reload. And he's popped back up to his firing position. I think he's chosen the same bush again though. Okay, there's a T-10 committing suicide. Yep, 474. He was spotted. And the T-10 was taken out by our AMX-30. Unfortunately, that T-10 also took out our Ripper pattern. Or at least one Yep, it was, no, it was him actually who took out the ripper pattern before he died. Okay, we can't see the T-54. The Object 430's up there with him though. There's that team killer again. It's rather a stupid thing to steal team kill Arty. I know that there's some idiots out there who play this game, but they really are being very, very foolish, because it's almost inevitable as night follows day that if you team kill your Arty, you are handicapping your team and you will lose the game, or more than likely will lose the game. Very few games I see where a team that kills their own Arty actually wins. Very few. Normally it's immediately the other way around. And the 430's pulling back from the hill. Oh, and he got a lovely hit into him. 496, it's a low roll again. But it's still useful to get some hit points back off him, because after all he did 365 damage to Hroller, and Hroller's returned the favour in even more. Now I think there's a mutant around the other side of the factory, and a Conqueror's gone in to try and kill him, but the Conqueror got killed. There's that M103. We saw him for a brief moment. I think the Scorpion's got close enough to get shots on him now as well. Now I think you may have noticed that Hroller's actually loaded the heat rounds, and I think that's mainly for the Object 430, because it is a tough tank to penetrate. In fact, both the 430 and... oh, we popped up there for a moment and we could just see the top of the vehicle. He's staying up because he wasn't spotted. Sixth Sense didn't go off. But it shows that 430 is still popping up onto that hill to take shots, so he's only got one heat round left. But the Object 430 is quite a tough little tank, yes, so it does help to use the heat under these circumstances. It's more economical to use the AP rounds, but heat's guaranteed. Well, it doesn't guarantee a hit, but it's more likely to penetrate. Yeah, the combination of that T-54 Mod 1 and the Object 430 behind him is actually holding everyone up, because we can't move forward in the north until we get rid of one or the other. That T-54 Mod 1 keeps getting stunned, so it looks like our Arty is doing his job and suppressing that guy. Our AMX-30's made a quick dash around the corner to see if he could get at the T-54, was pulled back. And in fact their Object 430 has just killed our Chrysler K. Down in the south they're being held up by a T-44 and a Jagdtiger. Here comes that MO-103. And a shot right through his side for 533. That's a high roll. He did pull back in time. And the M103's been finished off by the Scorpion G. Nice one. Now he should be long enough that he's unspotted. You need to go to a different bush each time though. Just go sideways slightly to a different bush. T-44's come up to replace the mutant who was killed. But the enemy team is losing badly now. They're down 6 tanks. And I think a lot of that is down to the fact they don't have an Arty to support them. The Batchat 25 ton and the Object 263 are going after the Jagdtiger in the south. And as soon as he's out the way, well, there's only 4 left on the enemy team. The Jagdtiger's the only one in the south. The T-44's the only one in the factory area. And it's the T-54 Mod 1 and the Object 430 up in the north area. So once one of them folds, the rest of them will just collapse afterwards. Oh, and that's a blind fire shot from the Object 430. Hroller fires one back, but I suspect that that 430 pulled back the moment he shot. So he obviously worked out which bush that Hroller was firing from. And the T-54 Mod 1 is gone balls deep, and I think he's going to get wiped out for doing that. Yes, he has. He made a big mistake. He came over the hill going after our teammates. He did kill the T-26E4 Super Pershing, but the AMX-30 got him. And Hroller's gone into a different bush this time, which is what I've been saying all along. You've got to pick a different bush. And he fired another one off at the 430. That should be long enough. And pops up again to try and get shots on that T-44, who's moved all the way around from the factory area to the North Hill. There they are, the last two remaining members of the team. Can he get that shot on Eric Fantastic? Be so nice to take out the Arty killer. Even though he hasn't moved very far, he's got over 2,000 hit points of damage. Yes! Yes, he got him! Kills the Arty killer. Only the T-44 to go. Everyone's piling in. He's gone. T-30 took the honours, and that wins the game. So, 1 kill for Hroller. What university to? Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, only a third class tanker for Hroller in his Su-130 PM, but he did get a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and his win rate for the game was 2,094, which is respectable. So, let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he actually came fourth on his own team in damage, 2,197 hit points, but I think he was actually 7th overall because there were 3 enemy teammates or team players who actually managed to get more damage than Hroller did. And in fact, actually, the top scorer for damage on the enemy team was their Arty team killer, 4,474 hit points for him. The high score on our team was the Carnarvon, managed 3,262. So this guy would have actually got the high caliber, but for the fact that he killed his own Arty. Isn't that stupid? He missed out on an epic medal because he's a team killer. When it came to kills, it was actually the Batchat 25 ton. He did 5 kills. Hroller only managed to get the 1. And when it came to base XP, well, Hroller only managed to get 762. The high score was Carnarvon 1,141, and that Batchat again 922. So let's have a look at detail. Hroller fired 10 rounds in that game, got 7 direct hits and 5 penetrations. Damage of 2,197 hit points, of which 1,146 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, both of them were from the Object 430, and both of them penetrated. He damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 1 of them, and did damage assistance of 235 hit points. On a premium count, he earned 65,790 credits. It does earn credits, this thing, if you use the right ammo. And after repair, ammunition resupply, and consumables, he still took away 17,227 credits. He received 1,143 XP, times 2 for the first victory, plus 114 XP because this is a premium vehicle, took away 2,400 altogether. But let's have a look at that team killer again, Eric Fantastic. This is on the NA server, by the way. He's an NA player, doesn't belong to any clan, but if they did have him in their clan, I'm sure they would probably reject him because he's an idiot. He killed his own Arty, he missed out on a high caliber as a result, and he lost the game for his team because without their fire support, that team was just unable to hold back Hroller's team. He got a win rate for that game of 4,372. He certainly did a lot of damage, 4,474 hit points, but yep, he's an idiot. And if you do see him on battle, please feel free to send as much HE in his direction as you like, because this guy team kills his Arties right at the start of a game, and he's an idiot. He's a complete twat. He will be added to our mods so that people can actually see that he's a RT team killer, and then obviously you can deal with him as appropriate. Thanks for watching this video.